what's your prediction, Maarten, in terms of the proliferation of open source versus closed models? Like, I'm thinking, like in the business side, kind of like, hey, what's the market share of the two? But like, do you feel like one is going to be more dominant over time? I'm guessing like one is probably a long tail over the other.
It's a difficult question because obviously I don't know all of what's happening in the proprietary side of things. I know some, but not enough to give a full picture. That said, the trend thus far has been that open source is catching up and that they're growing closer and closer to one another, and that proprietary models are still doing very cool stuff, but that it sometimes seems like we need something entirely new to scale, right? So at first it was just throw as much data as we could at the problem, and that's our solution. That's called train time compute. Where we focus on training the model. And then ChatGPT started to introduce test time compute, where you focus on the output of the model. So give it more time to generate tokens. Let it just generate more so-called thoughts. And hopefully that will improve the performance of these kinds of models. So that was the trend. But then DeepSeek came and did the same thing extremely well, making it, in the top 5 models, of which the other 4 were proprietary. And I think depending on the evaluation metric, it was second, sometimes even first. So you can say that many of these models are catching up. That said, there's a lot of new technologies being developed that have shown tremendous potential that, if implemented well, could exceed some of the models that are currently out there. And I think that's something for the proprietary side of things to do, because it's crazy expensive to train these models. And if there's a new type of technology out there, whether it's Mamba or BitNet or all different types of architectures that these large language models have, a university is not going to train or going to just throw 50 million at the problem and see whether this architecture actually scales to that size.
Right.
It requires a lot of testing to see whether that all works out. So it's very difficult to say which of these pieces of technologies is going to be the next thing.